Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a review and unboxing of a Samsung Galaxy A10S. S stands for Special Edition. Let's open the box and let's see what's inside the box. Box, you have a user manual. Have the phone itself. This is what the phone looks like, and it's powered on as soon as I touch the power button. Back of it, this is actually the blue. The phone comes in red, black, and blue, so there's an option to get it in red or black if you want. Also, inside the box you have a charger, USB charger, USB wire, and a Samsung Galaxy headphone. Okay, so that's what the phone looks like from the back. This is what the phone looks like from the front. At the bottom, you also have a speaker, USB port, mini USB port, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The phone is a 6.2-inch display, LCD display with 720p, and it's 19:9 aspect ratio. The screen is quite large. It's got small bezel around the screen except at the bottom. And here there's a teardrop notch, and in that teardrop notch is a 8-megapixel front-facing camera. The phone has fingerprint sensor at the back of the phone. In front, you also have facial recognition, which is why you have that 8-megapixel camera at the front. The phone has 32GB internal storage. On the back of the phone, you have two cameras, two rear-facing cameras. Top camera is a 13-megapixel camera, and the secondary camera at the bottom is a 2-megapixel camera. It also has a flash, which is right there. As I said before, the display is LCD. Some people may not like LCD because it doesn't sound like the most recent technology, but LCD, it's not bad. The display is actually quite good in comparison to other phones. Swipe that up. That's what it looks like. I'm going to do a comparison of the display on the Samsung Galaxy A10S compared to my iPhone 8 Plus that I'm using now. That's what the displays look like, and as you can see, there isn't a great deal of difference in terms of quality. In most cases, you might not even recognize the difference with your naked eye. However, I know some people might buy a better quality phone merely just because they heard that the technology is better and not because they can actually discern the difference by themselves. However, that's how they look in comparison. So you can see there is no great difference. As a budget phone, this phone is quite impressive. Now, on the right side of the phone, you have the power button. It's the only thing on the right side of the phone. On the left side of the phone, you have the volume button, and you have a dual SIM card port. This phone is the international version, uses a dual SIM card, and this means that you can have two lines connected at the same time. It is also factory unlocked, which means that you can put it on any network. If you're in the US, you can put it on AT&T, you can put it on Metro, or you can put it on T-Mobile, whichever network you choose. Now, In terms of RAM, the phone only has 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is disappointing. It uses a MediaTek Halo P22 processor. The Halo series of processors, they are pretty impressive. They're quite fast, and they're also cheap in terms of production costs for a lot of these Android companies. So a few phones are coming out these days with this particular type of processor. The phone records video at 1080 ADP at 30 frames per second. The software is currently an Android 9 Pie, which is fairly good. It's responsive. As you can see, it's fairly responsive software. The bezel, of course, as I said before, is thicker at the bottom than it is at the top. However, because the picture fills the screen up with such small bezel, then you have actually a widescreen display. And as I showed you before, it's actually wider when you compare it to my iPhone 8 Plus that I've been using for a while. So let's check that out. As you can see, the display from my iPhone 8 Plus is a lot narrower than the display from the Galaxy A10. Now the Galaxy A10 is a budget phone as in comparison to my iPhone 8 Plus, which even right now, the 8 Plus used or refurbished can still run you $500. This is a $129, $130 phone. If you buy different colors, of course, different colors might have different cost. If you're buying the blue, for instance, the blue was $145. However, if you're buying black, it's $129 on Amazon. As a budget phone, this is a fairly good phone. Now the phone comes with, of course, a Microsoft folder, and the Microsoft folder carry some of Microsoft products, which is, of course, good if you're a business person and you want to have access to Word, PowerPoint, that kind of thing. Right? There is a Microsoft folder, and you see you have Office, you have OneDrive, you have LinkedIn, right? And you can download other Microsoft products on this phone in case you're a business person and you want to use this for business reasons. There is nothing to hold you back or prevent you from using it for all that you need to do within a regular day, right? However, the Wi-Fi capabilities of this phone is somewhat limited because it only allows you to use 2.5 megahertz Wi-Fi band. It's a quite flexible phone for you to use, and you can use it anywhere in the world. If you want to buy a gift for someone in another country, for instance, if you have family in the Caribbean or in the Middle East or in other places of the world, and you want to buy a phone to send them as a gift from the USA, this is a pretty good phone to do that. Of course, Wi-Fi limitations does not mean that you can't use it with your regular Wi-Fi, because these days most company that provides internet service offer you a Wi-Fi modem that carries both 2.5 gigahertz and, of course, the 5 gig Wi-Fi capabilities as well. So you will be able to use this for any Wi-Fi service if you really want. You can see how the phone looks from directly above. The phone is pretty attractive. It's thin, it's sleek, and it's very, very nice. Now, one of the things with the phone, one of the downfalls with the phone is that the back of the phone, it attracts fingerprints quite easily. So if you touch it, you can make it dirty or look spotty by just touching it or handling it on a regular basis. This, of course, it looks attractive, but that's, of course, a disappointment with this kind of material that is used to make the back of a phone. The build quality of the phone, it is quite solid. And as you can see, there is some slipperiness with this phone. So you have to be careful because the material that makes it is so slick and so slippery that it could easily fall out of your hands. The phone is pretty slick. It's nice to use. It's good quality. Build quality is great. In terms of reliability, you've got the Samsung reliability that goes with this phone, and Samsung phones are known for their reliability. So if you want to buy this phone, then you shouldn't worry that it's not going to be reliable. It also is running Android 9.0 Pie, which is a good Android software, and it's actually responsive and allows you to do a whole lot of things. Now, if you want to get a better version of a Samsung phone, that's up to you. But in terms of everyday use, this phone is quite reliable, flexible, and of course, cost effective for someone who just wants to get a budget smartphone that works. Once again, guys, thanks for joining my channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Notification bell is gonna let you know when I have new things posted out there, so you can get the review right away. So thanks again for joining my channel, and see you for the next review.